I just wanted to film a little update video for you guys to show you what's going on with both the NB and the Turbo NA in there. I'm going to start with the NB stuff since that's the new project on the channel, and I've actually been doing a lot with this car so far, and I want to show you what we found. I did find a big problem with it, but first let's just take a look at it and show you what the current state of the NB is. So right now I have the interior very much stripped apart on this car. I have the seats out, I have a lot of the plastic interior trim out, I have the fuel pump cover off and this other cover off here. And let's just take a look at this interior because it is super stripped down and it looks actually very good under here. So part of the reason that I'm stripping all of this apart is this car is pretty musty. Now this thing must have sat a lot with the top down outside. Water must have collected in here and it just got moldy and musty, and this thing smelled pretty bad, and I don't want my car to smell bad that I'm going to be driving around all the time. So I'm going through all the work up front, getting all the mold and musty smell out of there, and then we're going to move forward. Another really nice thing about doing this is I was able to check the floor pans and everything for rust. There was just a little bit of rust starting there where the seat bolts right in, and I did clean that up and I hit it with some rust neutralizer. And then I got this thing all set up and I got it on jack stands so I could go ahead and replace the fuel filter, which I thought was leaking when I started it up. I started this thing up, got under there when it was up on jack stands and actually looked at it, and of course it's not the fuel filter. So I started to look above and I saw that fuel was dripping down from the fuel lines up above rather than at the fuel filter. And then I pulled the fuel pump cover and everything up here, and it is very musty in there. There's a mouse nest in there, and one of the lines, which is probably going to be hard to see, but I'm going to put you in even though you're upside down here, over there is leaking, and it's really just spraying fuel once it pressurizes, and that's something that I'm going to have to replace. Now I'm going to have to think about how I want to do that because it is a formed line. It's not like just a rubber hose that's easy to replace, so I have to look into my options, but that's what's going on with this NB. Other than that, it is cleaning up pretty nice. I'm making pretty good progress on it, but it is turning into a bigger project than I kind of wanted. I kind of wanted to rewire the starter and have it just ready to go, but it definitely was mustier than I thought initially, and all in all, I'm still pretty happy with it, but it's turning into, like I said, a bigger project. Getting into the mileage, I know I was doing that little giveaway. The mileage on this car is 67,570 miles. So this is a very low mileage car compared to almost all NBs that are out there. Like I said, it's in really good condition. Underneath it is really not rusty. I did find just a little bit of rust starting there that I'm going to clean up. That little bit that's over on the floor, and then there's just a tiny bit on the bottom edge of the pinch welds, which is going to be kind of hard to see because it's really slight, but just a little bit right there I'm going to need to seal up just so it doesn't keep rusting. But the car's still in really good shape. I'm super excited to get it all fixed up, but yeah, that fuel line issue is a problem that I was hoping to not have to deal with, but it's something I'll need to fix. And all in all, I'm pretty happy with this car. The engine bay also looks great now. I'll pop that open and show you what it looks like in there, but it's a huge improvement from where it was before. So it actually did get a little bit polleny because I had the hood open out here and we're getting an insane amount of pollen. Like, this car is just turning yellow from sitting outside. But the engine bay cleaned up really nice. I steam cleaned it. I went through with a vacuum. I used brushes on a lot of stuff, and I am going to do a full detailing video on this, but the transformation was huge from when you first saw this thing, and I'm really happy with that. And now let's take a look at the NA Miata, which is still on jack stands. I still have not really successfully got this out for the year because if you watched the last video, I made a really big mistake, put the wrong throwout bearing in it for an upgraded clutch, which seriously delayed me getting this thing on the road, because even though a transmission isn't super difficult to remove, it's one of my least favorite things, and it just really does not motivate me when I need to do that over and over on the garage floor in here. So I really want to lift. That'll be down the line, but anyway, the transmission is now back in this car. I need to go through, torque everything down, then I could finally get this car on the road and take it for a drive, which if all goes well, it will be the next video driving around in this thing. If all goes poorly, which I really hope it does not, then I'm gonna do another update with this car broken. But anyway, that's pretty much what's going on with these Miatas. I just wanted to post this little update for you so you could see all of the progress that I'm making, all of the problems that I'm having, and just the joys of owning a sort of barn find NB and a turbocharged NA. With all that said, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for tons more Miata content, and I hope you stick around for the next one. Take care.